So I just got back from San Francisco and I want to talk to you a little bit about it and my trip there and hopefully give you some tips and a little bit of advice if you're going there yourself.
Adventure.
There's a couple things that I wish I'd known, a couple things that I liked about the place, and a couple things that weren't overly amazing. But let's just get into it right away. The first thing that I absolutely loved about this place, and you know, this was my experience with it, your experience may be different, but I loved the people. Everyone there seemed so happy and active, and it just seemed like a really awesome place to be. Everywhere that we went with customer service was incredible, except for one place, and it wasn't even really that bad, to be honest. We went and rented e-bikes from this place called Unlimited Bikes, and their seat broke, and I almost died. So we took it back, and they were just like, "Oh, sorry, here's another one." And the seat post kept like going down on me, like the seat level kept dropping. Maybe there's a weight restriction on it they didn't tell me about. I don't know. But anyways, that was like the worst experience that we had, and to be honest, it wasn't even really that bad. I just wish Unlimited Bikes would have did a little bit more for almost killing me. That didn't happen. So anyways, whatever. It is what it is. But other than that, the people were absolutely amazing. So yes, as I said, we rented e-bikes, and one of the reasons why was because we wanted to bike over the Golden Gate Bridge and down into Sausalito. If this is something you've never done, I highly suggest you do it. It is absolutely amazing. Couple things to keep in mind if you're going to bike over the bridge. Certain times of the day and certain days, you'll ride on certain sides of the bridge. So Monday to Friday, anytime before 3:30, you'll be on the right-hand side of the bridge, and the significance of that is that you will be biking with pedestrians and other bikers as well. Anytime after 3:30 p.m., you'll be on the left-hand side, and it'll just be bikers going up and down the path. So keep that in mind. If you're on the left-hand side, you'll get to the end and you'll go to your left down these stairs, under the bridge, back up the stairs, and you'll be at this lookout where you can see the Golden Gate Bridge, you can see San Francisco, and then you can see Oakland. It's a really cool lookout. But if you want to go down into Sausalito, what you have to do in that parking lot is go over to the far side, go down to the end, you'll see a bike path, and it looks like it follows along the highway, and then it veers off to the right. You'll see this sign that has about 1,000,000 stickers on it, and it's not too clear on where the path goes. You just follow that road down the hill. Just keep on going down that hill. And it's such an incredible bike ride. You have the bay on your one side, and then up in the hills, you have the houses on the hills. And then you get down into this quaint little bay town, and it's absolutely amazing to bike around in there and check it out. Stop for a coffee and some baked goods at Sausalito Bakery or whatever it is where we stopped. It was incredible.
Adventure.
Talk a little bit about getting around San Francisco. We used bikes a lot to get around, which I think is probably one of the better ways. It's great exercise, and you really, really get to see the city in that way. Another way that we did it, so when we went to Sausalito, we took the ferry back across, which I highly suggest you do as well, because you get a good view of the Golden Gate Bridge, you get a good view of Alcatraz, and then you pull into Pier 39. So if Pier 39 is something you want to do, maybe you plan the bike ride and then go lock your bikes up and walk around the pier, which we did. The ferry staff was absolutely amazing. You guys were incredible. I know a couple of you subscribed, so if you're watching this, leave your name down below. I can't remember your names. I'm really bad with names, mostly because I'm kind of dumb, but you guys were awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you for suggesting a couple places to go as well. I do appreciate that. So yeah, anyways, to get around, another idea aside from biking is public transit. And if you take the public transit way, I suggest getting what they call a clipper card. You can get it for like 3 or 4 days or something like that. We found out about it on like the 4th day, which is unfortunate, but it allows you to take that ferry. It allows you to take any public transportation, which includes the cable car / trolleys. If you want to know how to ride those, just stick around. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Adventure.
So, like I said, most of the time we spent around biking, and one of the coolest things to do is bike around Presidio Park. It's quite hilly, so I would get an e-bike for that. And then you can go around. Presidio Park is really a cool place. It's hard to explain. It was like an old army base that's now like a park. It's just one of those things I feel like you just have to go check out because it's a really neat place. Golden Gate Park, we rented bikes and biked around the park, which I think was absolutely incredible. Once again, an amazing way to see the park. And then we ended on the beach side of it. So you're coming down like Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and then there's these sand dunes. And then you go up and over the sand dunes,
That's
and
silly.
then it's Ocean Beach, and it's beach as far as the eye can see. There's surfers and people fishing out there. It was a really cool California experience. I would suggest doing that, right before sunset if it's a nice sunny day and watching the sunset over the ocean. Pretty awesome.
Adventure.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the cable cars. Now, if you want to ride the cable cars because it's really cool, do it because it is actually pretty cool, but make it worth your time. If you're only going to ride it once, you're not getting the Clipper Pass. It's $8 for one bit. I saw people get on, they paid $8 and they went like 2 blocks. We were staying down near Union Square, so we rode it from Union Square right down to Fisherman's Wharf. That's the whole transit, and it's worth it. Then you get to see the whole city that way. $8 for the tickets. You can either buy the tickets ahead of time, you can use your Clipper Pass on that, or some of them will take cash. I've noticed some of the train conductors, the cable car conductors, they took cash, some of them did not. Keep that in mind before you do the cable car thing. Maybe buy tickets. I would honestly, if you're going to be doing it quite often, buy that Clipper card. I think it'd be well worth it. Oh, and another way of getting around we found was Uber. Uber was, I think we saw like 3 taxis altogether in the whole city. Like, we got a taxi from the plane station to the hotel, and then I think that we saw like 2 other taxis. That was it. Uber seems to be the way for vehicles. And
Adventure.
so we also did a park called Salesforce Park, which is a 5-acre elevated park that's in the financial district. Salesforce paid like $10 or $110 million to get their name on the park, which is crazy, but it is a really cool park. I highly suggest checking that out as well. You can ride a gondola up to the top of the park, and then you walk around like this 5-acre kind of loop and look at trees from all over the world and everything. It was pretty neat, honestly. So thank you guys for that suggestion.
Adventure.
We did some of the touristy things as well. We did Lombard Street, the Painted Ladies, and Pier 39 and stuff like that, which was all kind of cool. I didn't mind it. It's kind of neat when you're traveling somewhere to go see that. For me, I would put those on the bottom of the list. Lombard Street's just kind of, it's just like switchbacks. I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool. Pier 39 is just pure tourism. It is just a bunch of different shops and restaurants, and you get to see some sea lions and stuff like that. So, it has its own little kind of coolness to it, I guess. It's a unique thing that the pier, it's not even really that unique, to be honest. I don't know. It was just, honestly, it's just a tourism place. But it's kind of cool to go say that you've seen it. The Painted Ladies was kind of cool. It's like houses. So there's that. I guess people like houses there.
Adventure.
So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you got some tips out of this. The best thing I could say is just go to San Francisco and have fun. It's a fun place to be. It's for my experience anyways, it's definitely a place that I would 100% go back to. I would even go back to Sausalito. I would do that trip all over again because it was so much fun. It was so cool. So anyways, I hope some of these tips help you, and I hope if you go to San Francisco, you have just as good of a time as I did, and I hope the people are just as awesome to you as they were to me. So anyways, thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, all that jazz, and don't forget to get out for some adventures and things.
Adventure.